Hello everyone, this is Asra Sultana, Assistant Professor in Triple Department, working in ISL Engineering College. Previous class we have discussed about the EMF equation of a DC machine. So we have derived the EMF equation for both DC generator and DC motor. So EMF which is generated in generator is called as generated EMF and it is denoted by EG. Whereas EMF generated in a motor, because after motoring action, generating action takes place inside the motor. So EMF will be induced in the motor also. Then that EMF is called as back EMF or counter EMF. But the derivation for both the EMFs that is generated in generator and motor is same. So final equation we got that E is equal to P phi Zn by 60A. Okay. For lap winding, substitute the value of A as P, and for wave winding, substitute the value of A as 2. What is A here? A is nothing but number of parallel paths. Okay. So for lap and wave winding, we have to substitute the number of parallel paths in the equation, and accordingly we will get the answer for EMF generated or speed or finding of number of conductors. So all the numericals also based on this EMF equation we have seen in the previous classes. So today's class I am going to discuss a very important topic called as armature reaction. So armature reaction in DC machines. So once again I am telling here that I am not telling here as DC generator. I am telling the word here as DC machines. So this is applicable for both generator and motor. So let us start our topic. Armature reaction in DC machines. In a DC machine, carbon brushes are always placed at the magnetic neutral axis. In no load condition, magnetic neutral axis will coincide with geometrical neutral axis. Okay. So whenever there is no load applied on the machine, magnetic neutral axis will coincide with the geometrical neutral axis in a DC machine. Now when the machine is loaded, armature flux is directed along the interpolar axis. The axis in between magnetic poles is called as interpolar axis. So whenever machine is loaded, armature flux will be directed along the interpolar axis and it is triangular in wave shape. So this will result in armature current flux directed along the brush axis and it will cause cross magnetization of the main field. So this cross magnetization effect will result in the concentration of the flux at the trailing pole tip in generator action and at the leading pole tip in motor action. So armature reaction is the effect of armature flux on the main flux. So what exactly is armature reaction, students? See, the property of magnetic material is such that whenever a current passes through it, so when we are applying a voltage to a magnetic material, voltage is creating a current whenever circuit is closed, and because of this current, flux will be created inside the magnetic circuit. So what is happening? Main flux is nothing but the flux which is produced by the main field poles. So when I showed you the construction of a DC machine, there we have seen dotted lines where it is representing the main flux. Okay. Now what is armature flux? So inside the armature conductors are placed inside the slots. So EMF is induced inside the armature conductors. So EMF is induced and armature is a closed circuit. So current will also flow in the armature. So current is flowing, so flux is also created in the armature. So the flux which is created by armature inside the armature because of the EMF induced in the armature conductors is called as armature flux. So what is now armature reaction? Now everyone understood what is main flux and what is armature flux. Main flux is nothing but the flux created by the main poles. So 4-pole machine, 6-pole machine, 2-pole machine, whatever may be the number of poles, the flux created by these poles is main flux and the flux created by armature is called as armature flux. So effect of armature flux on main flux is called as armature reaction. So in a single line we can explain what exactly is armature reaction. I think understood by everyone. So effect of armature flux on main flux is called as armature reaction. In case of a DC motor, resultant flux will be strengthened at the leading pole and weakened at the trailing pole tips. Armature reaction simply shows the effect of armature field on the main field. So in other words, armature reaction will represent impact of the armature flux on the main field flux. Armature field is produced by the armature conductors when current flows through them, and the main field is produced by magnetic poles. Okay. So armature flux will cause two effects on the main field flux. See here, I have put here red mark also two effects. Effects will be there of because of armature reaction. Why we are studying armature reaction? Because it will create some effects on the main field flux. So because of which few changes will happen inside the machine. Okay. So let us see them. So now armature flux will cause two effects on the main field flux. First one is armature reaction will destroy the main field flux. Second one is it will reduce the magnitude of main field flux. Distortion means what? The axis will be shifted. Neutral axis will be shifted from its main position, its original position. Okay. So that is called as distortion. So armature reaction will destroy the main field flux, and second effect of armature reaction is that it will reduce the magnitude of main field flux. See, this is the geometric neutral axis and magnetic neutral axis. These are the two poles of, just showing a simple diagram of two poles, and magnetic neutral axis and geometric neutral axis we are showing here. So we have, let us consider that figure where we have seen the geometric neutral axis and magnetic neutral axis. So it is showing two poles of a DC generator. Whenever no load is connected to the generator, armature current becomes zero. So in this condition, only the MMF of the main poles will exist in the generator. MMF flux is uniformly distributed along the magnetic axis, and magnetic axis means the center line between the north and south pole. Arrow in the below given image shows the direction of the magnetic flux phi m. Magnetic neutral axis or plane is perpendicular to the axis of magnetic flux. See here. This is brush. This is main pole magnetic neutral axis plane. This is rotating magnetic field. These are the two poles, north and south poles, and this is the magnetic flux. MNA will coincide with the geometrical neutral axis. That is, magnetic neutral axis will coincide with the geometric neutral axis. Brushes of the DC machines are always placed in this axis, and hence this axis is called as axis of commutation. So let us consider a condition in which only the armature conductors carrying current and no current flows through their main poles. The direction of the current will remain the same in all the conductors lying under one pole. Direction of current will induce in the conductor is given as Fleming's right hand rule. So by Fleming's right hand rule, as I said you earlier when we were discussing in the first unit, what is Fleming's right hand rule? So whenever you stretch the thumb, forefinger and middle finger of your right hand in such a way that all three are perpendicular to each other. Thumb represents the motion of conductor, forefinger represents the direction of magnetic field, middle finger represents the direction of current or EMF. And the direction of flux generates in the conductors is given by corkscrew rule. Direction of current on the left side of armature conductor goes into the paper. So it is represented by cross. So into the plane of the paper is represented by cross. Out of the plane of paper is represented by dot. So armature conductors combine their MMF for generating the fluxes through the armature in the downward direction. Similarly, right hand side conductors will carry current and their direction goes out of paper. That is, it is shown by dots. Conductor on right hand sides is also combining their MMF for producing the flux in the downward direction. Hence, the conductor on both sides will combine their MMF in such a way that their flux goes in downward direction, and flux induces in the armature conductor phi A is given by the arrow. So the figure below is showing the condition in which field current and the armature current are simultaneously acting on the conductor. So field current and armature current are acting. So what I said, this is the original flux neutral plane. This is the original position. So what is happening? It is getting distorted. It is moving here to the right side. That this is the resultant flux neutral plane, new plane now. So this happens when machines running at no load condition. Now machine has two fluxes, armature flux and field pole flux. So armature flux is produced by the current induced in the armature conductors, while the field pole flux is induced because of the main field poles. So these two fluxes will combine and give the resultant flux phi r. So phi r is the resultant flux, which is a vector addition of armature flux and main flux. So when the field flux enters into the armature, they may get distorted. The distortion increases the density of the flux in the upper pole tip of the north pole and the lower pole tip of the south pole. Similarly, density of flux decreases in the lower pole tip of the north pole and the upper pole tip of the south pole. Resultant flux induces in the generator will be shifted towards the direction of the rotation of the generator. Magnetic neutral axis of poles is always perpendicular to the axis of resultant flux. MNA is continuously shifted with the resultant flux. So, the position of MNA will depend on the resultant flux and it will shift continuously. Okay, students? So, what will be the effects of armature reaction? So, because of armature reaction, flux density of over one half of the pole increases and over the half decreases. Total flux produced by each pole is slightly less, due to which magnitude of the terminal voltage will reduce. Effect due to which armature reaction reduces the total flux is known as demagnetizing effect. So there are basically three effects. One is magnetizing, second is demagnetizing, third is cross-magnetizing effect. So effect due to which armature reaction will reduce the total flux is called as demagnetizing effect. The resultant flux is distorted. The direction of the magnetic neutral axis is shifted with the direction of resultant flux in case of generator, and it is opposite to the direction of resultant flux in case of a motor. So if it is if the machine is acting as a generator, then direction of magnetic neutral axis is shifted with the resultant flux. So direction of magnetic neutral axis will be same as the direction of resultant flux in case of generator, whereas the direction of magnetic neutral axis is opposite to the resultant flux in the case of a motor. So armature reaction will induce flux in the neutral zone, and this flux will generate voltage that will cause the commutation problem. So commutation we will see in the next class, students. So what exactly is commutation, what are its effects, how many types are there, all those things. Very important topic. So the commutation we will discuss in next class. So MNA axis is the axis in which value of induced EMF will become 0, and the geometric neutral axis divides the armature core into two equal parts. So effect of magnetic field set up by the armature current on the distribution of flux under the main poles of a DC machine is known as armature reaction. So for illustration of effects of armature current on the distribution of flux under main poles, so let us consider an armature rotating in clockwise direction in bipolar field. So bipolar field we are considering for convenience. So only two poles are there. So we can see its effect easily. So whenever the field winding is energized and the generator is supplying no load, field flux is distributed as shown in the figure. Brushes will make contact with the conductors lying in the magnetic neutral axis M and P, which will coincide with the geometric neutral axis G and P. Plane through the axis along which no EMF is induced in the armature conductors is known as magnetic neutral axis or magnetic neutral plane. See here, vector OA, this is O here, A here. So vector OA is representing the main MMF both in magnitude as well as in direction, which is producing the main field flux. These are the two poles, north and south poles. This is magnetic neutral plane and geometric neutral plane. Field flux or field MMF here. Okay, and this is the rotation of the flux. It is in clockwise direction. So this is the distribution of flux due to main poles when generator is supplying no load. Current flowing in the armature conductors will create a magnetizing effect or MMF that acts at right angles to the main field flux. This magnetizing action of the armature current is known as cross magnetization. So the current which is flowing in the armature conductors will create its own magnetic MMF, and that will act at right angles to the main flux, and this is called as, this magnetizing action of the armature current is known as cross magnetization. So the distribution of flux due to current in armature conductors is shown in the figure. I'll show you, students, here. So here, distribution of flux due to armature current carrying conductors while field coils carrying no currents is shown in this figure. All of you make a note of this figure. So this figure is showing the distribution of flux due to armature current carrying conductors while field coils carrying no current. In this figure, distribution of flux due to current in armature conductors is shown when the field coils are not energized, and the direction of the current in armature conductors is same as it would actually be when the generator is supplying load, which can be determined by applying Fleming's right hand rule, that is, current in all the conductors under north pole is shown by a cross, and outward in all conductors lying under south pole is shown by a dot. This distribution of armature current is magnetically equivalent to a coil carrying current in anti-clockwise direction, which according to right hand rule or cos through rule will produce MMF represented by OB both in direction as well as magnitude. That is, flux produced due to armature current carrying conductors will be perpendicular to the polar axis or parallel to the neutral axis. Cross magnetization is present only when armature current is flowing, and the amount of cross magnetization so produced is proportional to the amount of current flowing through the armature conductors. So in another figure here, you can see here distribution of resultant flux established from simultaneous action of field and armature current. So distribution of resultant field formed by simultaneous action of main field windings and the field produced by the cross magnetizing action of the armature current when the armature is rotating in clockwise direction is shown in that figure. So when the generator is applying load, MMF produced is downwards represented by vector OA and MMF produced due to armature current is from right to left represented by vector OB. Resultant MMF will be OC. Magnetic neutral plane MNP, which is always perpendicular to the resultant MMF OC, thus will be shifted round in the direction of rotation. So magnitude of the shift obviously will depend upon the length of the vector OB and therefore on the magnitude of the armature current. Each of the lines of force produced by the armature crosses the air gap twice, and it is observed that field strength in the gap is weakened under the leading pole tips and strengthened under the trailing pole tips. So field will be weakened under leading pole tips and it will be strengthened under trailing pole tips. So with no current in the armature flux in the armature, whenever there is no current in the armature, flux density in the air gap is practically uniform, represented by curve I. So with the current flowing in the armature conductors, flux density varies. Magnetic neutral axis will be shifted along the magnetic neutral plane and brushes will also be shifted so as to be along the MNP to have sparkless commutation. For instance, brushes are not shifted to be along MNP and they are left along GNP. Coils will be short-circuited by the brushes and will be cutting the flux and therefore have an EMF generated in them, causing an arc to be formed as the commutator segments move under the brushes. However, as the load on the generator changes, amount of distortion of field or shifting of the magnetic neutral plane will vary. Therefore, effect of the action of the armature MMF makes necessary a shifting of the brushes which changes in load to secure sparkless commutation. So due to shifting of brushes through an angle theta so as to be along MNP, distribution of current in armature conductors is changed. Some conductors which were earlier under the influence of south pole now has come under the influence of north pole and vice versa. That is, conductors which was under south pole has now come to north pole and conductor under north pole has come under the south pole. So distribution of current in armature conductors when placed along MNP is shown in this figure. Now, the total armature MMF lies along the MNP and it is no longer at right angles to the main field. Armature MMF is now no longer all cross magnetizing in its effect but is partly demagnetizing in its action. Since it is partly directed against the main field, the demagnetizing component of armature MMF results in a weakened field flux, which in turn will result in a lower generated EMF in the generator. The action of armature current in establishing of MMF that will distort and weaken the main field flux is called as armature reaction. Okay. So this same thing. So I am telling from the starting that. So this is the explanation for what exactly is armature reaction. The action of armature current in establishing of MMF that will distort and weaken the main field flux is called as armature reaction. The effects of armature reaction can be summarized as below. The path of magnetic flux established by armature current is normal to that of main field. Therefore, armature reaction is basically cross magnetizing. The effect depends and is directly proportional to the armature MMF and shifts the neutral plane in the same direction as that of rotation of the armature. Let us see the first effect, that is cross magnetizing effect of armature reaction. So because of this cross magnetizing effect of armature reaction, field will be distorted in the air gap. There are two principal effects of the distortion of field, namely creation of magnetic field in the interpolar region where the brushes are placed for commutation, and second is weakened field strength in the air gap under leading pole tips and strengthened field under the trailing pole tips. So above two effects caused by distortion of the main field under load will lead to increased iron losses, poor commutation or even sparking at the commutator surface. These are briefly described as follows. First one is iron losses. Iron losses depend on the maximum value of flux density B. Increasing iron losses due to increase in flux density under one half of the pole is much more than the decrease in iron losses due to decrease in flux density in the other half. So result is that iron losses at load are more than those on no load. Commutation. For good commutation, coils short circuited by the brushes should have zero EMF induced in them. The brushes are usually placed along the interpolar axis. Since zero crossing of the flux density wave is shifted from the interpolar axis, coils undergoing commutation do not have zero EMF induced in them. So in the coil under the brush, the EMF and therefore the direction of the current is opposite to what it would be under the approaching pole. So there is a delay in the reversal of the current in the short circuited coil which may cause sparking at the brushes. So under heavy load, flux density wave is distorted considerably. If the two coil sides of a coil are under the points of maximum flux density, much greater voltage can be induced in this coil. If this voltage between adjacent commutator segments exceeds 30 or 40 volts, spark will occur between these adjacent commutator segments. Sometimes this spark may be too large that it may spread around the commutator in the form of a ring fire. Let us see the second effect, the demagnetizing effect of armature reaction. So demagnetizing effect of armature reaction will reduce the total flux per pole from its no load value due to magnetic saturation, and the reduction in flux depends on the degree of magnetic saturation. The decrease in main flux on load due to armature reaction may be about 10%. The decrease in flux due to armature reaction on load will reduce the magnitude of generated EMF in case of a generator and electromagnetic torque developed in case of a motor. Third is effect of armature reaction on the main field flux will be the sign for a generator and motor, because for the same characteristic of armature current and a main poles, the direction of rotation of armature for motor is to be opposite to that in case of a generator. Remedies for field distortion. So there are several corrective methods given below that will counteract either in part or completely and determine the effect of armature reaction. First one is by flattening of the pole faces slightly so that the air gap is longer at the pole tips than it is at the center of the pole. This will result in increase in reluctance at the pole tips and so in the magnitude of armature cross flux, thereby reducing the distortion of the resultant flux density wave. Second is by making the trailing horn of the pole piece longer than the advancing horn and cutting further from the surface of the armature so as to equalize the distribution of magnetic flux. Third is air gap length may be increased, and by doing so the reluctance increases and more ampere turns are required in the field winding. Field distortion, however, will not be so great as it would be if the magnetic field of the machine was weakened. Fourth is by reducing the cross section of the pole pieces, it becomes highly saturated and offers large reluctance to the cross field. Fifth one is by providing interpoles between the main poles or compensating windings if necessary, and this will be discussed. We will discuss this later. Let us see armature ampere turns. If the brushes lie in the geometric neutral plane, entire armature reaction effect is cross magnetizing. However, if the brushes are shifted from the GNP, part of the armature reaction becomes demagnetizing and the remaining armature reaction is cross magnetizing. So let the brush axis be given a forward lead of angle theta so as to lie along the new MNP represented by line AB as shown in the figure. So if another line CD is drawn making same angle theta with GNP but in opposite direction to that made by brush axis, then it is observed that all the conductors lying between angles AOC and BOD carry current in such a direction which will cause MMF in opposite direction to that of main MMF. So these conductors will cause demagnetizing effect and they are known as demagnetizing conductors. And remaining conductors, that is conductors lying between angle AOD and BOC, will carry current in such a direction which will cause MMF to be in the direction perpendicular to that of main MMF, which results in distortion of main field, and these conductors are known as cross magnetizing conductors. The total number of armature conductors is Z, number of parallel paths is A, angle of lead of brush from GNP is theta in mechanical degrees, number of poles is P, armature current is I, current per conductor is I naught by A, and armature current is also represented by I naught. Total armature ampere conductors by 2 is equal to Z I E by 2. Total ampere turns per pole is Z I E by 2P. Total demagnetizing conductors is conductors lying within angles AOC and BOD, and total demagnetizing turns is 2 theta by 360 into Z, and demagnetizing ampere turns per pole, that is A into TD, is Z theta by 360 into IE. Cross magnetizing ampere turns per pole is AT minus ATD, that is ZIE into 1 by 2P minus theta by 360 degrees. So you may get numericals based on this topic in the final exam. So let us see few numericals based on this topic. A 4-pole lap wound generator having 480 armature conductors supplies a current of 150 amps. If the brushes are given an actual lead of 10 degrees, calculate the demagnetizing and cross-magnetizing ampere turns per pole. Let us see the solution. Number of poles P is equal to 4. Number of parallel paths A is equal to P is equal to 4 because it is a lap winding, A equal to P. So number of armature conductors is given as 480. Armature current IA is given as 150 amps. So here we are assuming armature current is equal to load current. Current per conductor IC is given as IA by A, that is 150 by 4, 37.5 amps. Brush shift is given as 10 degrees mechanical. Demagnetizing ampere turns per pole ATD is Z theta by 360 into IE, that is 480 into 10 by 360 into IE is IC or IE is 37.5, that is 500. Cross magnetizing ampere turns per pole is ZIE by into 1 by 2P minus theta by 360. So when we substitute all the values, it is 1750. Next numerical, a 250 kilowatt 400 volt 6 poles DC shunt generator has 720 lap wound conductors. It is given a brush lead of 2.5 angular degrees from the geometric neutral axis. Calculate the cross and demagnetizing ampere turns. Neglect shunt field current. Let us see the solution. Load current IL is P by V, that is 250 into 1000 by 400, 625 amps. 250 kilowatts is given. So 250 into kilo is nothing but 10 power 3. So 250 into 10 power 3 by 400 is the voltage. So current is 625 amps, load current. Then armature current IA is equal to load current because shunt field current is negligible here. IA is equal to IL plus ISH for shunt generator. So shunt field current is neglected, it is 0. Okay, or very, very small. So what we are doing here, IA is now becoming equal to IL. Current per conductor is given as IA by A, that is 625 by 6 amperes. Angle of shift theta is 2.5 degree mechanical. Demagnetizing ampere turns per pole ATD is given as ZIC into theta by 360 degrees. So substitute all the values are given in the question. So answer is 521. Cross magnetizing ampere turns per pole ATC is given as ZIC into 1 by 2P minus theta by 360. Substitute all the values, 5729 is the answer. So basically we are finding out demagnetizing ampere turns per pole ATD and cross magnetizing ampere turns per pole is ATC. So you remember these equations, students. So directly substitution will be there. Okay, thank you. One more numerical is there. So a 220 kilowatt 4-pole wave connected 440 volt shunt generator has 740 conductors and a shunt field current of 10 amps. Find the demagnetizing and cross magnetizing ampere turns per pole if the brushes are given a lead of 25 electrical degrees. Find the number of additional shunt field turns to neutralize the demagnetizing effect. So let us see the solution. Load current IL is given as P by V, that is 220 into 10 power 3 by 440, 500 amps. Shunt field current is given as 10 amps. So in the previous problem, shunt field current was neglected, but now here we have to consider because it is given in the question as 10 amps. So for shunt generator, IA is equal to IL plus ISH. IL we have obtained as 500 and ISH is given in the question as 10 amps. So 500 plus 10 is 510 amps. Current per conductor IC is IA by A, that is 510 by 2, 255 amperes. Angle lead theta equal to brush shift in electrical degrees by pair of poles. Brush shift in electrical degrees is given in the question as 25 degrees. Pair per poles is 4 by 2, that is 12.5 degree mechanical. Now let us calculate demagnetizing and cross magnetizing ampere turns per pole. Demagnetizing ampere turns per pole ATD is given as Z into IC into theta by 360 degrees. So substitute Z, IC, theta values. 6552 is the answer for demagnetizing ampere turns per pole. Cross magnetizing ampere turns per pole is ATC is given as ZIC minus ZIC theta by 360. Substitute all the values. 182,148 is the answer. So additional shunt field turns required to neutralize the demagnetizing effect is ATD by ISH. That is ATD value we got as 6552 divided by ISH is 10. So 655 is the additional shunt field turns required to neutralize the demagnetizing effect of armature reaction. Okay students, I hope today's class is clear to everyone. So we have studied about armature reaction in DC machines. So whether it is generator or motor, armature reaction will compulsorily take place in the DC machine. Effect of armature flux or main flux is called as armature reaction. And what are the two effects of armature reaction? It will distort the main flux and it will weaken the flux. Okay. So distortion and weakening of the flux is the main effects of the armature reaction. Okay. Thank you for watching the video. Next class, I'll be taking the topic commutation in DC machines. Subscribe the channels of all the faculty members who are taking the classes for you students and watch the video from start till the end. Okay. All of you make a note down of all the diagrams which are shown in the video. And one more thing students, you practice the numericals, whatever I am telling in the class, also from the textbook. You can follow textbook Electrical Machines by P.S. Bimra or Principles of Electrical Machines by J.B. Gupta. Okay, these are the standard books for electrical machines 1, 2 and 3. Actually now 3 is not there, only 1 and 2 are there. So all AC and DC machines you can refer these textbooks. Okay. These are the standard textbooks, Bimra and Theraja. Theraja is also a standard book, okay. But not we don't refer it. But Bimra and J.B. Gupta, you refer these two books. Okay. For understanding of electrical machines, both AC and DC. Thanks for watching the video.